So there's a spring marked on the map here called Cool Spring. And I see water here. I see flowing water here. You got half a burro right here. So, yeah, questionable, that's for sure. She's got some burro turds underwater. These burros are just everywhere. Last night, they're stomping around my camp. You actually got little tadpoles swimming around in here. That is cool. Don't expect to see that out in the desert. I just kind of followed this upstream as far as I could. Water looks pretty clear. I know there's a bunch of shit in it, but you know, I drank plenty of water along the CDT that I know had cow shit in it, and the Sawyer filter always did its job. Just chugged 1 liter, filtering 2 more, so I'll have 6 to take with me up on Black Mesa. So Black Mesa, don't know much about it. It's all going to be off trail. I'm hoping for some good burro trails and stuff. So if there aren't any burro trails, it's probably going to be pretty slow going. The only thing I got going for me is after I do this roughly 2,000 foot climb to get up to the top, it's going to be flat as hell. Here's the wilderness boundary, now entering the Warm Springs Wilderness. So the challenge now is to find my way up to the top of the mesa. I could try and work my way up here. It's a lot more direct, but it looks a lot steeper. You know, you can kind of see what you'd be working with to gain the ridgeline there. And see, I see a bit of a path here. Kind of leads me to believe that this is going to be my best route. So when walking off trail, one, I don't want to say trick, but something that can kind of confirm you're on the right path is, you know, when you plot your route out, like in this case, I just made a quick alternate route on Cal Topo, drew a line that I thought was probably the most direct up to where I want to go. And so far the whole way I've been walking a burro path, game trail. So if you're following a game trail on the route that you've plotted out, you know, it kind of confirms that the route that you're wanting to take is probably, I'm not gonna say the best route, but it's probably viable. If animals are taking that route, then they've got the same mindset as you. It's the easiest path of least resistance anyway up to the top. So I'm feeling pretty good about this at the moment. Man, the network of trails up here is nuts. Who needs trail crews when you have tens of thousands of feral donkeys creating trails for you? Run, donkey, run. I'm gonna get you. You're gonna get got. Hello. I'm still here. I just stopped moving. And there's our burro friends over there. Good thing about these guys, they give me a preview of where the trail is going at least. Well, this is it. This will be the top of Black Mesa. The same burros. It's like a cattle drive, but it's a donkey drive. Yeah, I'm invisible. I'm standing still now, so you can't see me. That's actually, I think, the high point of Black Mesa there, 40, 42, 55, something like that. So I've got most of the climbing done for today. It's just gonna be the distance now. This is the top of Black Mesa. I'm at 4,270 feet. And this is basically the highest point along the whole mesa, or at least along the route I'm taking. You can kind of see the bulk of the mesa there, and that's what I'll be walking today. Extremely flat, and if it stays like this, this is gonna be a pretty nice walk. Fairly easy going, you know, not a whole lot of cactus, not a ton of rocks, which is kind of key to covering miles. And also further down, I'll be able to walk the edge a little bit too and get more of a distant view. But for now, yeah, pretty cool. Definitely not a lot of shade up here. Time for a break, so it's pretty much the only spot for miles. Well, I guess it was wishful thinking that this whole mesa would be really easy to walk, wide open, not a lot of rocks, not a lot of cactus. Looking ahead, it all looks like a sea of shit, really. You know, and then the other thing, I was hoping for game trails, but you know, places like this that are so wide open and flat, you know, there's really no one trail. They have so many options to choose from. They're not all going to take the same path, so there probably won't be any trails. This might end up being a tedious day, just like yesterday was up on the Mount Nut ridgeline. So it's a little easier to walk again at the moment. I think it's just going to be a matter of on and off. Yeah, I'll say one thing though. This is about as wild as it gets. I mean, there's just nothing out here. No footsteps, no cairns, no garbage. Nobody comes out here to hike this. So I'm walking the top of this mesa, but alongside the mesa is just a maze of all these canyons. And this is one of them. Pretty impressive. I thought about, you know, maybe making the route meander through some of these canyons, but for some reason the idea of just doing a continuous traverse of the top of the mesa sounded the most appealing. So I'm at 3857 in elevation on a peak called Black Mesa, on a landform called Black Mesa in the Black Mountains. Here's another Native American artifact. This would be one of the tools that they would use to skin animals. It's sharp on one side here, and then the other side is meant to put your finger here, you know, as a comfortable way to kind of, you know, work at the skin and you know, remove the skin from the carcass. So that's a pretty cool find. Oh, just when you think you're someplace where few people have gone, find something like this. Looks like that's been here a while. What is that though? What is that? What is this? Is this part of a plane? I think it is. I think it's part of a plane crash, yeah. Fuel probe. Oh wow. This is a plane crash site. Sometimes these plane crashes are known on the internet. You know, you can go out to a plane crash and see it, but to stumble upon one is, it's kind of a somber feeling, you know. You know, we hear about tragedies all the time on the news, and I guess when you hear about stuff like that in that way, there's definitely a disconnect between, you know, you and the story and the people involved. It's just another news story, you know. But when you come across something like this in person, unexpectedly kind of shakes you, you know. Somebody's last moments were right back there on this mesa, and you can only imagine the sheer terror, you know. And that plane went down, and you know, nothing I can do except go about my life and make the best out of my days. You never know what'll happen, you know. One day you wake up and that could be your gravestone, your memorial. And the valley floor is maybe a mile off now. Really looking forward to reaching that. And hiking like this over all these rocks and boulders is just very mentally taxing. You've constantly got to be looking down at your feet, making sure you don't twist an ankle like I did earlier by stepping on the wrong rock. And that cluster of trees right there is going to be Warm Springs. I wouldn't mind taking a dip in it. It's not full of burro shit. Fat chance of that. And there's tons and tons of burros here. I've probably seen like 20 or 30 run away now. So it's gonna be pretty nasty. You can see there used to be a fence here, and then, oh yeah, there's like 7 or 8 more of them over there. These burros are a real nuisance, to be honest. Oh my God, it smells terrible. Glad I don't need water. Feels good just to sit down in the shade for a minute. Been in direct sunlight all day. Stepping over all those rocks and just so mentally taxing. Ankles are sore, knees are sore. I just need a few minutes to rest. And this marks the end of the Warm Springs Wilderness. Hopefully the beginning of a halfway decent road. I'm kind of tired of tripping over these rocks. Looking forward to being able to just walk for a little bit without thinking. There's one thing Arizona is known for. It's amazing sunsets. The sun has gone down. I'm looking for a place to camp. Of course, it's nothing but these rocks everywhere. There's just nowhere to camp. So I found this spot right next to the road. There's a couple rocks here. I just pulled one up. And if I can pull up 1 or 2 more here, I've got myself a campsite. And this wash is much easier than the road. Unfortunately, the wash, I can't really follow it for that long. It doesn't take me where I want to go, and have to leave it here pretty soon, but hey, for now it gets me off that rocky road. It's almost comical how much easier it is to walk off trail here than it is to just walk the road. It's almost like they're making the road bad on purpose to make it like a challenging 4x4 off trail or something like that, because I just don't understand how a road could be worse than off trail, you know? If it's a road, shouldn't it be like easier than not a road? It just makes no sense. There's actually a vehicle parked over there. It's either somebody camping or potentially the railway. There's a railroad track that runs through here. Maybe I'll walk by and say hello. How's it going? Wasn't expecting to see a picnic table out here.
I made that about 2 years ago.
Cool.
I didn't expect to see a hiker out here.
I figured that. It's kind of why I walked by, just for the shock value.
I appreciate that.
What are you up to here?
Shooting, drinking whiskey, having a good time.
Cool. Is this like your plot of land, or?
Yeah, it's 40 acres, kind of between these posts right here.
Oh shoot! Sorry, I didn't realize this is private.
No, it's not fenced off or nothing.
Is this like a claim, like a mining claim, or?
Nope, it came up for sale. I had the money, so I bought it.
Cool.
And I like to come out. What I did last night, sit next to a fire.
Cool.
Drink whiskey.
Yeah, not a bad place to do it. I came from Vegas like 4 weeks ago, so I've been walking through.
From Vegas?
Yeah, I just got done walking the Black Mesa there, and I walked the Mount Nut and all that stuff. I came from Davis Dam a few days ago.
Okay.
So.
Well, hell, I'm Dwayne.
Hey, I'm Eric. Nice to meet you.
Likewise. That's actually badass. You're athletic. I don't suppose you care for a snort, do you?
If it was a little later in the day. If you caught me at 6 p.m., I'd say sure, but.
This way again, man. You're welcome to the fire pit and the table.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, cool little spot out here. I was not expecting this. Well, those cheeseburgers are calling my name, so.
I hear you.
Well,
safe travels.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Dwayne. Take care. Now this is a cool find. I've been walking a lot. This is the first quartz crystal I've seen like this. This is a pretty good size. Okay, I just found another. Clean this up, and it actually looks like it's got some points on the top. It's pretty heavily weathered. It's pretty far down the wash, but this is a good indicator of a much greater deposit farther upstream. Very cool banding on this one. Yeah, you got some like druzy quartz kind of thing here going on, and then this amazing banding on this one. And this is one of the busiest railways in the entire West. You know, California is just right around the corner there. It's basically non-stop. Every 5 minutes you get a train coming by. It's extremely busy, double stacked like you see here. I'm ready to cross the track here, and another train comes by. Up and over we go. Right up on the other side of this hill, there's a Pilot gas station, Love's Travel Center, a Wendy's, and a Carl's Jr. It's got my choice of lunch. I'm gonna get a shower and pick up any other supplies I need to finish this section. But most importantly, lunch. Civilization. I just had lunch at Carl's Jr. Got the double monster thick burger combo. Got a shower. They gave it to me for free. They probably felt sorry for how dirty I looked. And finally, some good color. This is a copper mine here, so you start seeing these blues and green colors, which are malachite and azurite. And yeah, here's a really bright looking blue. And even this stuff isn't really that great. It stands out. I'm gonna explore this mine for a little bit and see what I can find. Man, just look at the color on this one. basically got a pocket full now. Well, I'm pretty distracted now. Just kind of bouncing around on all these little hills, piles of tailings, finding all sorts of really cool, interesting rocks. And this is one of the things I was really looking forward to about this hike, was visiting some of these old mines. And it's one of the hobbies that I've really been getting into other than hiking. So to be able to combine, you know, hiking and rock hounding is quite a bit of fun. So I've just reached the boundary for the Havasu Wilderness. It's also a national wildlife refuge. And anything that says national has a whole bunch of rules and regulations. Basically all the fun stuff you want to do, caves, sinkholes, tunnels, mines, are closed. You know, all the stuff that I would want to do. And then the worst news, no camping. Now, I've got 2 hours of daylight left, and I had planned on camping on a pretty awesome ridge line. It's not all that far away, but I got to camp on the other side of this boundary now somewhere. So I'm just going to camp as close to the boundary as I can get. And I left my pack and stuff back there. Trying to use the last hour or so of daylight to look for some rocks. Something I really haven't had a whole lot of time to do on these long trails. In fact, it's something that pretty much never happens. Just have the luxury to tool around for an hour, you know. It's always walk, 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 you know. So in a way, it was kind of a blessing in disguise, I guess. Now I can just enjoy a leisurely evening looking for rocks. Got a hole in the ground here. Look at the shine on that one. That, if you call it metallic luster,